That's very good. Just right. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, it's a bit messy, but it's very good. It's a raspberry protein shake that I've been making with a little bit of vegan protein, fresh raspberries and filtered water. Very delicious, full of energy and a great start to my day. But I'm not here today to talk about juicing or smoothies or breakfast ideas. What I want to do today is share one of my all-time favourite tips. And it's about how to make decisions. Or should I say, how to make decision-making easy. So when people have got a big decision to make, what most people say is, gosh, I don't know what the right thing to do is. I think I better write a list of pros and cons. You know, I'll write down all the pros for this decision on this side of the paper, and on that side I'll write down all the cons or all the anti things, and then I'll know what the right decision is. And of course, they get to the end of this list and there's a massive list of pros and there's a massive list of cons, and they're none the wiser about what is the right decision for them. Well, the way that I like to explain it is that writing a list of pros and cons is like saying to yourself, what's the better fruit, apples or oranges? What's the better fruit, apples or oranges? Well, it depends. It depends on whether you're thirsty, in which case you might think oranges are better fruit. Perhaps you want your palate cleansed, so you might say, well, apples are a better fruit. Perhaps you're looking for something that can be cut up into pieces and eaten later without going brown. Oranges are the better fruit. Perhaps you're looking for something that can be squeezed and had as a drink, you know. Oranges, clearly the better fruit. Perhaps you're looking for something that could be sliced up and put in a Waldorf salad. Obviously, we're going with apples here. You get my point. Which is the better fruit, apples or oranges? Well, they're both fantastic fruits. They're both healthy, they're both full of goodness, and they can be used in a variety of different ways. And this is exactly what happens when we try to make a decision by looking at the pros and cons. We're saying, well, this could be good and this could be bad, but this could be bad and this could be good. So next time you have a decision to make, what I want you to do first is to stop and think about your values. And your values are the things that matter most to you. So the things that matter most to you in life, and depending on the decision, it might be that you're considering your life values, or you might be considering your career values or your family values or your relationship values. But once you know what matters most to you, it becomes much easier to make a decision. If I know that I'm thirsty, it's much easier for me to know whether the right decision for me is to suck on an orange or slice up an apple. If I know that I'm hungry, it's much easier for me to know whether it's going to be more satisfying to have the juice of an orange or to actually be eating an apple. Likewise, if you understand your values and you know what matters most to you, you're able to then say, does this situation, this opportunity, this option that I'm considering take me closer to or further from a life or a situation or a circumstance that is aligned to my values? So you work out what matters most to you, and then you consider this situational option against that value and simply ask yourself one question. Does this take me closer to or further from being in alignment with my values? Decision making is suddenly easy. I'm not saying that enacting on that decision is always going to be easy, but the coming to the right answer for you becomes a two-step process. What are my values? And does this take me closer to or further from? So, what's the better fruit? Apples or oranges? It depends what you want. For me, it's going to be a raspberry shake. I'm Domonique Bertolucci, and you've been watching DBTV. What I'd love to hear from you is how you have been applying your values in decision making, or maybe some of the decisions that you've made that didn't really honour your values and what you would have done differently based on the strategy that I've shared with you today. If you like this video, like it and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll be back next week with another episode of DBTV. Until then, take care, and remember, it's not about having it all. It's about having the things that matter.